Item 2, election of the mayor for the municipal year 2024-25. Can I ask if by any chance we have any nominations for the office of mayor? Councillor Brooks.
Chairman, I'd make a proposal, and would you be okay if I spoke to my proposal now?
Please do.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. I am absolutely delighted to propose Suzanne Adamantos to be Thatcham Town Council's Mayor for the 24-25 municipal year. It's wonderful to see so many of the family here today. It's a bit of pomp and circumstance, but I'll come back to that later. Suzanne was born and brought up in South Wales. You'd never know to listen to that. She went to Birmingham University, where she met Mickey, and they became friends and life partners. After a couple of years in Sheffield, they saw the light, and they moved to Thatcham in 1980. Anybody who knows Suzanne, and I have known her since she joined the Caxton Musical and Drama Group in the early 1990s, will know what a warm, kind, and committed person Suzanne is. Everybody who meets her cannot fail to warm to this lovely, entirely genuine person. She thoroughly enjoyed cats, which perhaps took her out of her comfort zone, and she does need reassurance as a person, I have come to realise over the years, which I think I achieved when I managed to cast her as one of two belly dancers, suitably dressed, in our production of Sinbad the Sailor in 1993. We're looking to bring it back next year, Suzanne. Suzanne is passionate about doing good things for people. She volunteers for the Samaritans, and she held down a senior position in children's services at West Berkshire Council until she retired last year. Now, knowing that area of the council as I do, I can tell you that it is a tough and demanding job. But Suzanne is a resilient person and was a credit to West Berkshire Council and that director in that role. She has two lovely children, and her relationship with Mickey embodies everything you would wish to see in a husband and wife team. He does as he's told. It works tremendously. Now, I have been telling Suzanne for years that she must stand to be a councillor, and I finally persuaded her to stand last year. And in Suzanne, Thatcham has hit the jackpot in terms of commitment, ability, and all-round lovely personality. She will be an absolutely wonderful mayor with Mickey, one step behind in a posh frock. I mean, perhaps a posh hat or something. Always one step behind. Okay. Yesterday, she asked me if her speech today had to be all pomp and serious, or could she include a couple of joke-stroke quips. I have told her to be nothing other than her natural self, and as such, she will be an absolute credit to the people of Thatcham in this role. I propose Suzanne Adamantos as Mayor of Thatcham for the next municipal year.
Thank you, Councillor Brooks. Do I have a seconder for that nomination? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. With the caveat that I'd forgotten about the belly dancing, I concur with every single word that Councillor Brooks has said, and I'm delighted to second the motion.
Very much. Sounds as if that might be a hard act to follow, but do I have any other nominations for the role of mayor? As I see none, could I ask those councillors present to vote, please? All those in favour? Thank you. Any against? Any abstentions? That one. In that case, I'm delighted to declare Councillor Suzanne Adamantos the Mayor for the civic year 2024-25.
and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you all so much for coming. I'd just like to say, only Councillor Jeff Brooks could compete to do the longest speech, and he's not even there. It's both an honour and a privilege to have been elected to be the Mayor of Thatcham for the coming year. It was not something I expected when I was persuaded by Jeff Brooks to stand for the election last year. Since being elected into the Town Council, I've been so impressed with the hard work, commitment and passion of the councillors and staff in striving to bring together the community and to improve the quality of lives of the residents of Thatcham, and that's what I want to do. In my first year of being a new councillor, I've learned a lot, alongside the other 8 newly elected council members, and I still feel that I've got a lot to learn. I've found both the staff and other councillors to be very helpful and supportive. Many have got particular skills and knowledge that I can call on. For example, if I wanted to know about standard orders or statistics, then I would ask Councillor Simon Pike. And for financial questions and the odd bad joke, I would turn to Councillor Mike Cole. Something about the history of Thatcham, and if I had a few hours to spare, I would chat to Councillor Owen Jeffrey. Some personal highlights this year have been the Carnival in Thatcham Court Care Home, Thatcham Festival of course, particularly the curious case of the Commons and the Kennett School dance-off, watching a very moving film to one of the Transgender Day of Remembrance at Eden Pride, Christmas morning at West Berkshire Hospital, and a very impressive music festival by West Berkshire Primary Schools at the Hexton in Reading. That's to name just a few. I have attended many events alongside the previous Mayor, Mark Lillycrop, and I've watched them all and learned much from him. It will be a hard act to follow, and I would like to thank him for his support, and particularly for the written guidelines that he and Jenny have provided for our new roles. Becoming the Mayor of Thatcham is a big responsibility, and one that I will commit to 100%. I know there will be some challenges, but I feel confident that I will be supported by my fellow councillors, and that Mayor of the Town Clerk will be there to offer advice and guidance, and she will be at my side to steer me through the procedures at the council meetings. I know that Hayley, she's on there, I know that Hayley will continue to do a great job in organising me to attend the various events, though Nikki says that I am not a very easy person to organise. I've enjoyed meeting and working with other staff of the council, such as Laura, who said my name beautifully, thank you, Dawn, Emily and John in the events team, and look forward to this continuing and to meeting and working with the newly appointed staff. I'm also looking forward to working more closely with Tom McCann and Owen Jeffrey as leader and deputy leader of the council. I'm very hot. Last year's council events were very impressive, and I'm looking forward to another even more impressive year of events with the Thatcham Fun Day, Thatcham Festival, Christmas lights, and of course the second Thatcham 10K. I couldn't make a speech without mentioning the infamous Ben Shipper Heart. I will continue to strive to strengthen the partnership with New Pride in Thatcham and look forward to their brunches, and particularly the Pride March. Each year the Mayor chooses 1 or 2 charities to support, and I will look forward to raising funds and also helping to raise the profiles of my 2 chosen charities. The first charity that I have chosen is Thatcham Youth, which provides, facilitates and supports provision for young people in Thatcham, ranging from all ages up to young adults. They provide a wide range of fun activities for young people, such as the weekly youth clubs, summer holiday activities and regular roller discos. They also have a Young People's Volunteers programme, encouraging young people to develop their confidence and skills. I've been a member of this committee for the past year and have been impressed by how hard everyone works and how many quality events they manage to put on within their resources. They are currently looking to recruit more volunteers, and hopefully I can help to facilitate this. So if you can sign up on the way out. The other charity I've chosen to represent is Cruise Bereavement Support, who, as they say, help people through one of the most painful times of their lives. When my sister died last year, I received one-to-one support from a Cruise Bereavement Supporter. I found it really helpful to be able to talk to someone I didn't know about my experience. With no judgment, I could talk openly and even cry without fear of upsetting them. I received empathy, affirmation of my feelings, and a helping hand through the grieving process. When I talk to friends about this. Many of them have never heard of Cruise, or they'd heard of them but didn't know what they did. I would like to promote their work to encourage more people to take advantage of the services that they offer. Lastly, but not least, I have to choose my consort to assist me through the coming year. Who should I choose? Of course, and he supported me and it has accompanied me to many events during the past year. Fortunately, Mickey retired at Easter. I think he thought he was going to play golf every day. That's not going to happen. But we are both looking forward to attending the events together and have already got many dates in the diary. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It gives me a huge pleasure to be able to formally propose a vote of thanks to our outgoing Mayor, Councillor Mark Lillicrop, for an exceptional year of service to our community. He's represented us in an unfailingly appropriate manner, with dignity when the occasion demanded, but also with his natural warmth and willingness to throw himself into the spirit of things when less formality was required. Council meetings have been chaired with a firm hand, but also with a lightness of touch and humour, which has been the hallmark of his entire year. And as the tone of his reports to council meetings have shown, he's actually taken a genuine delight in meeting and talking to people across our community and also beyond. In this, he obviously had the full support of the Mayoress, Jenny, who I think I'm right in saying, having some misgivings before she started the role, has grown into the job and been exceptional support to our Mayor throughout the entire year. Madam Mayor, I am therefore delighted to formally propose a vote of thanks to our outgoing Mayor, Councillor Mark.
Madam Mayor, I would like to second the kind words that Councillor Cole has just given, and perhaps just to add one or two of my own, only a very few, I do promise you. You're not going to forgive me for saying this, but you know what I'm going to say. Councillor Lillicrop has stood head and shoulders. All this past year. And we're grateful to him for it. And it's not merely shown dignity and grace during the year, he has shown ability to lead, which is something which is essential for our leading community. Mark has done it with dignity, with aplomb, and I thank him for this year of office.
All those in favour of the vote of thanks?
Well, thank you, Madam Mayor, and to Mike and Owen for those very, very kind words. So, Jenny and I have had an amazing year as Mayor and Mayoress, and it's been a privilege to be invited to so many events and activities going on across our town. The chain does give you access in a strange kind of way to all kinds of events, 130 or so over the year in our case. Not just the big civic ones, but the clubs, schools, coffee mornings, shop openings, all kinds of things. A real window into what's happening in our community. Highlights, it's hard to single out specific events, but of course there are the big ones. And just 2 weeks ago I was delighted at the civic reception to have the opportunity to hand over the big cheques to Powell's West Berks and to Sport in Mind, two fabulous charities that we've been supporting this year. And we've been really well supported by them as well at all kinds of events, and I was so delighted to be able to hand over those payments. And I was able to give some Mayor's Awards. But then after that, there were the supporting musical events, the Christmas market that we held very successfully this year, a whole series of events running up to Christmas, which is, we do so well in Thatcham, I believe. Our June Fun Day, a fabulous turnout in blazing temperatures, and it's where I discovered why the mayoral robes tend not to be worn in the middle of summer. I think I lasted about 10 minutes before I had to change into something more casual. Thatcham Festival, Jenny and I attended something like 30 events over the course of a week, and Suzanne, of course, attended many others. I mean, it displays a different, so many different aspects of our rich seam of local talent and imagination. And it gets better and more diverse and inclusive each year. And we've done our little bit to push that trend along. And I believe the festival is becoming a really important event in our calendar. And I thank all those involved. And let's not forget the Thatcham 10K, and of course Suzanne mentioned it too, and Councillor Ben Schiffer-Hart, who was so important to getting that off the ground. I was really proud to be part of this event. Seeing an idea come to fruition in less than a year, I think is an achievement by any standards, and it was really so successful, and we look forward to many more of those going forward. So those are probably the big events, but you know, oh yeah, and Remembrance Parade, I wanted to mention that one too, because it's a very great honour to be asked to lead the parade, and that one was quite close to my heart and very special, and was very pleased to have that opportunity. It can be a little nerve-wracking too. If you're 6'6" and physically a little uncoordinated, standing in front of a military parade in a bright red coat doesn't help you to be inconspicuous. But it's a really important event, and so glad to be part of that. Those are the big ones, but there are so many other moments. Making sausages with the youngsters at Powell's, removing plastic wrapping from groceries in the co-op as part of our plastic-free status, lighting the fire at the Thai Pongal Rice Festival, which was a very great honour to be asked to do that, and I was so pleased to be doing something that I really hadn't experienced before. Making bug houses in the Jubilee Garden, I hadn't done that before either. Going into schools and youth groups to present awards, attending events in our neighbouring towns, and meeting all those volunteers that make Thatcham what it is. Those are all part of being mayor, and I've really appreciated those moments. One of the great things about holding this role is to bring people together, meeting someone who needs something, and maybe having the opportunity to introduce them to somebody who can provide it, or finding out why we can't help and doing something to remedy that. And wearing the chain is a way in. It gives you the opportunity to start those conversations. And that's why I think it's so important for the town to have a public representative like a mayor, rather than just a council chairman or another role of that kind. As I said at the civic reception the other day, we are, despite our age as a village, a relatively new town. As a council, we're just 50 years old this month. And lots of new councillors have joined us over the last year, and we have an expanding team of officers in Brownsfield Road. So it's been exciting to be able to engage with the local community and to find new ways that we can expand the role of the town council and raise its profile. We face the same challenges as other small towns, particularly the obsession with online shopping, bank closures, rising parking charges. All those impact our town centre. And building footfall is essential both to the survival of our town centre businesses and to the town itself with its own special identity. So as a town council, we represent the local people and have a responsibility to steer that change in the right direction. This is a great town to live in, and I've been so proud to serve as mayor this year. A few specific thank yous to Mel and all her team, the first port of call for any new mayor, always ready to offer guidance and support, and always going the extra mile to make sure things run so smoothly. As Suzanne said, Hayley, our new civic officer, who's also been well supported by Laura this year. They've done an amazing job making sure we've been in the right place at the right time. John and Emily, and Emily now moving into a community engagement role, but has been very much part of the events team up to now, working with John and Sarah, our new events team member, to make sure our fantastic programme of events continues throughout the year. Mike Cole, who you've heard from already today, he's been superbly supportive to me personally, acting as leader this year, but an ex-mayor himself, so able to offer many of the questions that I came across when I first moved into this role. Owen Jeffrey, Jeff Brooks, and all the other experienced councillors in the background there if you need them and have questions. ITSMF UK. Nobody in this room will have heard of them, but they pay my salary, and I'm very grateful to them for giving me my best of luck to Suzanne and to Petra this year. They'll make a great mayoral team, and are both part of our new intake of councillors who joined us last year with so many fresh ideas and such enthusiasm. So I'm absolutely convinced they'll be a great team, and I hope you enjoy it as much as Jenny and I have.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Petra Pemberton to be the Deputy Mayor. I nominate Petra because I think she will be great in this role. She has so much positive energy and passion that she will put into everything she does. She's well respected by both councillors and staff. She's a creative problem solver and a can-doer, and I think that we will work very well together. I don't know how she manages to do it all, being a busy working mum and a councillor, and with Justin, her husband, being a West Berkshire councillor, but I know that she will do a terrific job. Sorry, can I have a second?
The very first day that I actually met Petra and her two boys, they were doing litter picking, which was fantastic. Came outside and said, "Oh, you'd be brilliant as a councillor." She went, "Well, actually, funny enough, I am going up for being a councillor." I was like, that was interesting, and this was back obviously before May elections last year. From that, we've made really good friends within the council and getting to know each other. Boys have been really good to my daughter as well, looking after Isabella. Thank you very much. And as you've heard, twice I've been thanked for doing the 10K, but actually I've got Justin and both Petra Pemberton really helping out, really good support. They've had lots of drive and passion for it as well. If that drive and passion goes forward into Petra Pemberton being the Deputy Mayor, then that's going to be amazing for the town of Thatcham. That's who I second.
In favour of Petra being Mayor.
Please be upstanding while the Deputy Mayor reads the declaration of acceptance of office.
I, Petra Louise Larkham Pemberton, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of Thatcham Town Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability.
That's the formal stuff all over. If everyone would like to stay and have some light refreshments,